Do I even have to introduce this guy? Keanu Reeves is one of the lasting icons of Hollywood. He's been a fully fledged movie star for over 30 years and has appeared in some of the most influential films of all time. His latest franchise, John Wick, might even be the best of the bunch. The third film, John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum, is released in Irish cinemas on May 15th and is an absolute belter. Here he talks being considered legit by pro MMA fighters, his incredible body of work, and much more. I'm Mike Sheridan, and this is The Delve. Keanu, it's always good to see you. I met you for the last movie. I met you for John Wick Chapter 2. And I interviewed Chad Stahelski as well, the director. And I remember I was so excited, I loved this franchise. And I remember going into Chad, and one of the first things I said to him was, this series is becoming a classic.
Oh, wow.
And Chad was like, he was almost dismissive of it. Is that typical of Chad? And did you expect this kind of cult following to follow the movie?
No, but we're really grateful for it. Yeah, you can't expect something. We just hope that people enjoy what we're doing, and to hear that, you say that it might be a classic it's really nice. I mean, we hope so. I mean, you never know, right? But I mean, we just hope people like what we're doing.
But you have to go obviously from like one level to the next level to the next level with the trilogy, and hopefully we're going to see more movies. So there's naturally more pressure then coming in with the third movie. Did you feel any particular pressure to, okay, I need to up the ante here, I need to get more stunts in to get more action in?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely an expectation. I know going from John Wick to John Wick Chapter 2, we're not necessarily we're not chasing bigger is better. But we do know that we want to open up the story. Like in Chapter 3, we open up the story, and we had more resources, so we didn't quite have more shooting days, but for this film we got to travel to Morocco to get the desert, and there's a sequence where John Wick ends up in the desert. Yeah, I mean, for us and for Chad, it's like, for Chapter 3, he had in his head, let's do a motorcycle fight with ninjas and swords, And I was like, yeah, why not?
You're a big motorbike guy, right?
And I was like, well, it'd be great to have I think John Wick, after Chapter 2, why doesn't he get on a horse to get... So it's quite organic, but definitely there's, you don't want to suck. Like Chad would I hope we don't make Chapter 3 the one that kills the series. Like, they were really good for 1 and 2, and then, So yeah, there's a little pressure, but hopefully people like what we're doing.
Because the second movie did extremely well. First movie found his cult following. Second movie did extremely well. I know the third movie, I'm sure, is going to go like gangbusters as well. I have an interesting analogy, and I'd be curious to see what you think of this. There was a moment in John Wick 3 which was, for me, unbelievable, because I had the whole cinema to myself to watch it, which is, as a big fan of the franchise, is amazing. But there's a moment where you're fighting two bad guys towards the end of the movie, and they're kind of fans of yours as well in the movie. They're fans of John Wick. And it reminded me of the... and stay with me on this, Keanu, right?
Okay.
It reminded me of the Falcons playing the Patriots a few years ago when they were 21-0 down.
Okay.
And the two Falcons, I don't know their names, were sitting on the sideline, two players, and one said to the other player, I'm not quoting verbatim, I'm paraphrasing, but he said, I think we've kind of got this in the bag, and the other one said, it's Tom Brady though.
Right.
And there was a moment, the moment I'm talking about, that it's like, it's John Wick though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a kind of a moment like that in Chapter 3.
Yeah.
With a fantastic Yeon Chep, who I know from The Raid.
Great
exactly. Yeah, I mean, I think we love the aspect of John Wick as a kind of an underdog, or someone who's fighting for their life, and no matter what happens to him, he keeps, fighting back. Chad Stahelski, the director, likes punishing John Wick, which means he likes punishing me. And my stunt double, Jackson Spidell, hey, Jackson, get hit by another car. How about another car? But that's the fun of it.
Yeah. And I know some UFC fighters. I know some guys who have fought in the UFC, and they were high-level MMA guys. And invariably, one of the questions they get asked, who's legit? Of all the movie stars, who's legit? And they've all said Keanu Reeves after watching the John Wick movie. So you're known for throwing yourself in to these scenes. How does the insurance thing even even happen? Because I know you want that relationship between you.
I don't deal with that, sir. I sign something and then we go off
It'll
and do
be
what
fine.
we're going to
Thumbs
do.
up.
And yeah,
Yeah.
it's no one was harmed in the filming of this sequence. I'm working with professionals. No, I've had the opportunity of some great trainers and training, and we try to, with the jiu-jitsu, just and with the judo, do real techniques and all of that. And I mean, it's fake fighting, right? So it's like dance.
It's choreographed, but there's still an element of
yeah. But I mean, you want to be able to really throw someone and stay true to the techniques, and it's part of the fun of it.
Halle Berry can really throw somebody. Halle Berry's got some serious judo. She's been training with some fighters too, right?
Yeah. Halle Berry really committed to John Wick action, which was great. Not everyone, people might say they want to do it, but then it happens, and then they're like, But Halle Berry was really, I mean, she has some dogs in the film, and she worked with them for over 6 months, and really, took on all of the weapons manipulation, the judo, she just said, yes, can I have some more?
That's the thing, you mentioned the dogs there as well. It's like, I don't know whether these dogs are just, and your dogs as well in the series, are really good actors, or there's actually a relationship built between the actors and the dogs, because the dogs are genuinely looking at you guys
with Halle for sure. I mean, in order to do the sequences, they couldn't have trainers really, because they're such wide shots. So Halle basically had to become a trainer, have that relationship, so that they could come in, she could command them. And with myself, it's more basic, but you want to spend the time and do that because it pays off.
There's a film festival in Dublin coming up in the next couple of months, and it's called Keanu Rama. So there's a Keanu Reeves film festival happening in the Lighthouse Cinema in Dublin, and there's 15 of your films.
Oh, really? Cool.
In there as well.
Well, they wouldn't be my films.
Well,
they would be films I appear in.
It's your name above the title, Keanu Rama. But is it surreal?
There's some good movies. I wonder what they're showing.
But
I wonder how eclectic they're.
There's some great movies there. There really are. I know we kind of spoke about Point Break and some of the action stuff last time. But it's a bit surreal to kind of see, okay, there's a film festival based on my body of work for the last 30-odd years in a country, thousands of miles away.
Wow, that's cool. Thank you. I hope you enjoy them.
There's no young blood in there, though.
Youngbug is pretty cool, man. Rob Lowe, Patrick Swayze.
Because you wanted to play hockey, obviously, and it was one of your first movies.
Yeah, I was in Toronto and I was doing a play, and actually the other actor in the play, Carl Marat, was telling me he had an audition for this film, this American film that was coming in, and it involved hockey, and so I got my agent and I got an audition, and I got to play Heaver.
Were you nearly a hockey player, or is that kind of an
no, I mean, I played a lot of ice hockey.
Yeah.
I grew up in Toronto, played a lot of hockey. I was okay, wasn't bad.
Yeah. Does that kind of toughen you up then? Because hockey's a pretty tough sport for the type of stunts that you do.
Yeah, it is a tough, yeah, sure. I mean, hockey's a great game.
I want to talk about David Leitch for a second, because
Sure.
He co-directed, I think he was uncredited, but he co-directed the first John Wick with Chad Stahelski, and has now gone on to do these huge...
Yeah, he did Atomic Blonde.
And
yeah.
Is it true you sparred with Charlize Theron for Atomic Blonde, actually?
Who?
You sparred with Charlize Theron?
No.
All these
rumors.
Like, sparred Keanu Reeves.
No, Charlize and I have never done that.
Is it kind of good to see, or is it an amazing thing for you to see this guy who's stunt coordinator and a stuntman now go on to be this director who's at least in filmmaking terms is on kind of the cusp of superstardom?
Yeah, I mean, it's well deserved, well earned. Yeah, David Leitch is a really talented artist and director, and he's good people, very creative, and yeah, I think he did good work with Atomic Blonde, and I mean, he's talented. Because
the humor stuff, and I think any of these movies is really big because if it's too much of a moment, it seems out of place. And Chad has done it in the 3 John Wick movies. David was able to do it in Deadpool 2 as well. So it's a delicate balance.
Sure, yeah. I mean, that tone, they definitely understand, and I think Deadpool is, its own thing, which is fantastic. And I think David did a really good job with that.
I know we don't have much more time left, Richard, but I want to ask about I want to ask about the training videos, because it's like looking you up on YouTube. They're some of the first things to come up, and it's the amount of compliments from people who know firearms, who know jiu-jitsu, who know martial arts, and who know the technique. Is that something that kind of shocked you, the volume of views that these videos get? I haven't
seen them, what you're talking about. I've seen a couple. Like, I remember I saw an early Taran Butler video, I think that came out before Chapter 2. So I haven't really seen them. I mean, I really appreciate any, positive feedback. Again, I've had some really great teachers, and John Wick has really given me the blessing and the opportunity to do that training, for these fake fights. And it's cool, actually, as we've been going, to just meet so many people who are fans of the films. It's like,
because this is a crazy dedicated fan base, and I genuinely count myself amongst those, and it just seemed to have hit a chord. The Western cinema hasn't done this type of action before. Like, what is it?
Yeah, I mean, it probably has, but I think Chad Stahelski, real visionary, and just what John Wick affords, right? You've got reality, you've got this other world, the world of the Continental, you got the Winston, the Bowery King, the high table. There's something fantastical about it, and yet there's something rooted, I think, organically to the physical, emotional violence of the films. And I think and with the tone, I think that they let you in. I think it's, and it's happening in front of you too, so I think they're very immersive. And of course, the production design, the cinematography.
Cinematography's beautiful.
The costumes. Like, I think I want to be in the world of the Continental. I want to stay in that hotel. I want to be in there. So there is a certain kind of fantasy element which I really enjoy.
And are you working with Chad on something else? Are you working with Chad on is it a series of the adaptation of Rain? Is that happening?
Yeah, that happened a few years ago. I had tried to do that, but it didn't work out.
Okay.
Yeah.
IMDb lies to you. You're getting people's hopes
it's
up.
Another one. Well, we worked really hard on trying to have that happen, but I think the timing wasn't right. But we almost got there. Sorry, Barry.
And another one before I let you go. Another one of your iconic characters. And I've seen you do other interviews, and everybody asks, and I think it's a testament to how much people love those two movies is Bill and Ted.
Oh yeah, Bill and Ted.
It's such a gear switch for you to go. I'm gonna go back to kind of that world again. So many action movies.
Yeah. I mean, we've been trying to make the film for over 7 years, and we're at a moment now where it looks like we might get to do it. We got a great director, Dean Pariseau. You might know him from Galaxy Quest.
Of course, excellent comedy guy.
I think it's a perfect movie.
Yeah.
So we have a good story, and it's going to be interesting to play Ted Theodore Logan. I don't quite know what's going to happen, but hopefully it'll be funny.
Because you and Alex Winter did a video that you released, and it was the joy on the internet that day, Keanu. It was something to behold. It was like these two guys just going back into character again. It was like meeting two old friends.
Well, I mean, Alex and I are really good friends, and we love playing the characters, and it was cool to kind of start to put them back on, the characters. And I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully it'll be good.
Alex has gone off and he's made documentaries and stuff.
Yes, he's a very serious, important documentarian. He's working on the Frank Zappa documentary currently. He's fantastic.
Okay, so before I let you go, if the third movie does as well as the second movie, are we going to see you back as John Wick?
I don't know. I think that there's stories to tell. I think there's a story to tell. And I'm curious what happens to the guy and in the world. But I don't know.
Well, it's a genuinely cracking franchise.
I appreciate that.
And you are superb in it. So,
thank you very much, man.